Hello YouTube and welcome to Android Application Spotlight. So this is my idea for a new segment. Near the end of every month, I will produce a little episode of Android Application Spotlight, which is this show. And I will showcase 5 of the most interesting apps that I've seen for that month. Now I'm not saying these apps are new because some of them aren't, but I'll try my best to keep it to the new stuff, at least if they're new to me. So yeah, without further ado, let us jump into the August episode of Android Application Spotlight.
This is 0612 TV.
Welcome aboard.
In the 5th place this month is the smallest app you've ever seen. It does a very simple purpose, and yet the moment you've installed it, you would wonder how you got by without it in the past. Have you ever used your Android device at night and found it too glaringly bright? That is, even after you've dropped the brightness all the way down to 1%. Well, check out this little app called Screen Filter. The way it works is extremely simple. What it does is that it renders a semi-transparent black image all over your screen, and in doing so it tries to actually darken what is on your screen. And it just works. It just makes your screen darker than your lowest brightness setting. And of course it has its own slider, because if you go all the way your screen really goes completely black. Extremely useful, especially if you use your phone in bed at night. That is an absolute lifesaver, or should I say eye strain saver. In the 4th place this week, we have a pretty small utility as well, and this is called Missed Call Reminder. Now what this app does is very simple, but I'm not sure if this applies to all phones, but here's the issue. This is my Samsung Galaxy Nexus. It has a little LED at the bottom, which is supposed to light up to notify you about stuff, but I felt the feature was rather lacking. I kinda hoped that if I had a missed call while I was away from the phone, when I come back I can actually see that LED being lit to show me that I do have some missed notifications. Unfortunately, well, the operating system doesn't do that. This is where Missed Call Reminder comes in. Personally, all I use it for is to actually turn on the LED when I have a missed call or a missed message. But the application also gives you functionality to actually throw out an alert or an alarm of some sort at certain intervals. So for example, if you missed a call, 5 minutes later it will actually buzz you with an alarm, and then so on and so on every 5 minutes or so. And of course that is completely customizable. So it's a small utility, but it's very powerful, especially for the LED side of things. So if that's something you need, do check it out. Our 3rd app this week is an image editor called AfterFocus. Now everyone likes bokeh, but with that tiny sensor on your phone camera, chances are you're not getting a lot of bokeh. What you can do in this app is that you can actually take a picture, import it into the app, and use a very quick selection method to actually isolate the foreground from the background. The app then provides a very nice background blur. Yes, I know Instagram does that, but Instagram sort of limits you to either, a horizontal bar or a circle, but AfterFocus actually lets you choose basically any shape. Of course, AfterFocus does have a trial and a paid version. There are a number of limitations in the trial version. For example, the largest image you can produce, I believe, is 800 by 800 or something along those lines. So it will be quite a bit lower resolution than what is really usable. But I guess for web use, like if you're gonna upload it to Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, it is probably still acceptable. But of course, if you want anything beyond that, you have to pay. Still a very nice idea and a pretty interesting app to have on your phone. In 2nd place this month is a program called AirDroid. Now let's say you wanted to actually connect your phone to a computer or something like that in a pinch, and you don't have your USB cable with you. Well, that's not a problem. If your phone and your PC are in the same network, what you have to do is access a web page on your PC. That web page will carry a QR code. Simply scan it with your phone with AirDroid running, and you will be able to pair the two up. Of course, allowing for file transfer and various other functions. Of course, there are some minor drawbacks. The PC and the phone must be on the same network. Of course, the PC could be wirelessly connected or wired via Ethernet, but unfortunately, if you are actually away from a router, this will not do an ad hoc connection for you. Slightly disappointing, but still very powerful, because then you're not encumbered by the cable. The connection is also really lightning fast, so you can start moving files in a jiffy. This is a very useful app, and in quite a lot of cases, quite a time saver. And finally, in 1st place this month, we have none other than Evernote. One of the greatest features I found lacking in my Galaxy Nexus is the fact that it has all the organizer features except a notepad. And that's what I originally downloaded Evernote for. Just, for some quick note taking on the go. But then after a while you realize that Evernote is actually really powerful. You can set up to-do lists, you can get web clippings, attach images. It is pretty much a fully fledged word processor app on your phone. And not only that, it connects to the cloud. Everything you do on Evernote is actually saved on the Evernote servers. You can access it on any computer that is connected to the internet. All you need to do is to actually log in. So storage in the cloud means file security, as well as high accessibility from basically anywhere. It's very quick, it's very convenient, and it's one of the must-have apps. And there you go, that is our 5 apps for this month. Thank you very much for joining me in this episode of Android App Spotlight. Scheduled programming will return as per normal next week. As always, if you have any comments, queries or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. As always, I appreciate every like, favorite and subscription you give me. But until next time, you are watching 0612 TV.